your underwear. It's becoming a thing now. Every Thursday morning, right around 10 a.m. We are trying to bring you local, good information about real estate, and we're getting some pretty awesome people to show some different things about some different aspects, right, of real estate. And this morning, I'm super amped up, jacked up. I'm fired up, fellas. We got Sam Free and Dave Lake in here with VirtuActive. Hopefully you can see the TV behind us. They're going to show us some things, some technology that the likes of which have never been seen. So get ready to live. I know we've probably got a lot of realtors on this show, so you're going to want to watch too. But first, guys, do you want to introduce yourselves for everybody? Jump in, Sam.
Yeah, Sam Free. So I do a lot of the operations with VirtuActive. Most of my background is construction, so home building is my background. VirtuActive is a little over almost 4 years old now, I guess. So office here in the Berkshire building, and yeah, we're excited to be here.
Yeah. Awesome. How about you, Dave?
So I do a lot of business development, sales. Really kind of help with ideas, launch some of the new products, which we're super excited to talk about today. I know we got some cool ones for the realtors. I don't do any of the drawing of the plans. If I do, the house will fall down.
Thank God.
Don't call me for that.
Keep Dave away from the cat.
But yeah, so we've had a really good run. We've been really fortunate to work with, really over the last 4 years in the new construction space, probably 30 or so different builders in the Omaha Metro and about 10 to 12 in Lincoln Metro. So it's been a really well-received thing. The fact that we do the construction documents and we bring it to life in 3D, and it's really helping people. And we can talk a little more about new construction later, but it's been really helpful for people to collaborate on the designs of the plans. It's really had a positive financial impact when you get to the point of how it's cut down on overages and change orders and things like that, because they can truly understand and visualize what's happening with their own process.
Absolutely, and I think the visualization. We've all worked in new construction, and we'll touch a little bit. We got some really cool stuff for the non-new construction people out there, for folks that are thinking about remodeling or selling their home. But real quick on the new construction, I know because we've all worked in new construction and still do. Having that vision, guys, is so important, right? We've all sat down with people with a black and white set of plans and said, here's your house, doesn't it look great? And they go, yeah, I don't get it, I don't see it, right? And so
they check out. It's hard for them to, what we found is it's hard for them to really, communicate the wants and needs when they're working with, whether it's, the builder and the agent and us in a room, or even just with each other, because for most people, honestly, reading plans it's another language, So
right.
By putting it in 3D, you're able to really be the translator and allow them to communicate their wants and needs clearly and really actually expedites the process quite a bit.
And honestly, even just your plan sets, they're pretty, they're colorful, they're clear, we use them, and I just think they're really phenomenal.
Thank you.
I think we should just jump right into the fun
stuff. Should we talk about the fun stuff?
Should we just dig in? Just dive right in?
Yeah,
okay,
so
go for it.
Do you want me to jump in? Okay.
Yeah, so, you do it.
So this is probably what's really exciting, and it's something we've kind of tested with a few different realtors and some ideas and projects over the last few months, and we've tried to figure out on our side efficiencies and how we get a price point that makes sense for everybody. So we really busted our butt to try to get there. But really, if we're talking new construction, you're talking to really a small percentage of home buyers, of home sellers or buyers, really, when you're talking with agents and who they're representing. So we're like, man, how is there something out there that we can utilize technology, and utilize innovation, and utilize what's happening in the world and how that's changing, to help with lead generation. And so the first thing that we, after talking with a lot of realtors, and focus groups that we've talked to was, hey, what about these existing homes? There's so many sold. I mean, I think the stats, when we looked them up, nationwide, there's 14,000. I think in 2018, it was 14,075 homes sold per day. In 2018, it's like 5.3 million homes a year are sold.
Yeah.
Obviously, not all of those are existing. That's some new construction or some that have, only been built for a little while. But really, when you think about that, we thought, man, how many of those homes is it difficult to get people to walk through the house when you're putting stuff in the MLS, or you're running it through the different social media sites you're running through, your email campaigns, or whatever you do to get eyeballs in when the house is outdated, when it doesn't look good. And then the conversations come up that you're having with, the seller saying, hey, we probably need to put a little money into this house, or we need to update it a little bit, or we're going to have to drop the price, or the conversations that everybody has, that you have in any.
And those are not fun conversations either, right?
Right. And, they're emotionally attached to the house. They're
Absolutely.
not seeing past what you see as experts. And so, man, there's got to be, with technology, and we kind of built this backwards to custom. I'm like, man, we thought there's a huge market there, I think, to kind of work with the realtors and say, how do we get more bodies and eyeballs on these houses that are outdated?
Yeah.
So what we've done, I'll kind of show you some of, is we've kind of come up with a product and our new website. Anybody can go to it on the website. And if you go under the services page right here, down to realtors, you can just click on the realtors button, or you can just go to the realtor logo here. It'll load. But I encourage everybody to go kind of take a look at what you'll see here. You see it before and after. But
and what's your website again?
It's virtuactive.com. VirtuActive.com. So just virtuactive.com.
Okay.
And check it out. But really what we said is, how can we make this simple? How can we make this easy? Your guy, especially this time of year right now, time is money.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are busy as heck. What can we do to create a very simple way to generate more leads? And so kind of what we came up with is that, hey, look, what if we could come up with a way where all the realtors have to do is take some pictures, right? So of that kitchen room and that dining room, and maybe there's a wall separating, or maybe it's just outdated, or like, man, if that wall just wasn't there, what if we opened it up, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a cabinet color change, or a trim change, whatever, right? Like just it's oak, I want it white,
Right.
So what we basically said, just talking through these focus groups, is like, we have to make it simple and easy. So literally you can just go to the website and you can upload your pictures, throw a few notes on there saying, hey, I want to make the cabinets and trim go from brown to white. I want to get rid of this wall and show it this updated, maybe show, a bigger island in there, whatever. They kind of put some notes. Look, this is not meant to be a remodel. This is not meant to be construction documents.
Not
it's literally
to scale or anything
right.
like
This is
that.
meant to be a visual lead generator.
Yeah.
To say, hey, I'm not getting people walking through the house with these pictures. How can I get people to walk through the show here? Here's an idea of what it could look like.
So Dave, so we've got, let's say we've got an old house that's, the kitchen's closed off from the living area, right, Sam? It's small. It's all oak. It's just dated completely. We want to open it up, and it's hard to get the vision. So what's the minimum they do to come to you and say, hey, show us the vision? What's the minimum that they need to bring you?
Literally. Great question. So with kind of looking at what we've been trying to develop with this product, we looked at different ways to do it, because the way that we do things internally is basically a 3D model. So what we're trying to do is take your photos of that existing space, and then rather than just doing like a simple Photoshop markup of it, which we actually do have that capability to, by the way. But the things we're looking at today is we're actually taking a photo and then we're creating a model out of that.
Okay.
So in order to do that, essentially the better the photo, the more accurate we're going to be.
Right.
So on our website, part of what we have a couple of examples on there.
Okay.
If you have a photo and you can show like different notes on there that might say, make this an island instead of a peninsula, or remove this door, or this window needs to be bigger. I mean, just little things like that. And there's a couple examples on the website, but that's really all we need. So
you don't have to be a pro or an expert.
No, not at all.
To submit these things.
No, there's no apps you need to download. There's no like software, CAD files, anything like that you need. It's literally just a photo. And sometimes they're even just a link to the real estate listing.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, this part of looking at it right now is a lot more geared towards the realtor.
Yeah.
But it's also very convenient for someone just looking to remodel their own kitchen.
Yeah.
Somebody just wants to do their own work. They don't want to have to go through everything with trying to get the bids and everything yet. They just want to kind of see what it could look like. Yeah. So that's kind of what we developed this product for. But we really tried to make it as simple as we could. So it's a pretty simple order form. You can do it through the website.
Okay.
But yeah, you basically just upload the photos, and the more notes you have on them, the better. If you can put dimensions on it, that's helpful. So if it's a great room, it's 20 by 10, whatever it is. But it's not required.
Especially if we're talking about like adding cabinets or getting a proper window size or something like that in there.
And we'd probably say the biggest thing is dumb it down. Like, we don't, again, this isn't going to be anything that's going to be remodeled. We're not taking these out for plans. This is just visual things to try to say, I'm trying to get more people to walk through this house. And so, because they aren't coming through now based on the pictures I have. Look, you're already getting pictures done anyway, right? So think about the process you're going through to go list a house. You're already bringing a photographer. You're already getting professional pictures taken. You're already spending, that's already an investment you're making. Mm-hmm. So essentially, for these, for $200 to $300 more, we can literally take a space, take those photos and say, hey guys, this is the space. I really need to go get away from all this oak. I need this to be white. I need to have a bigger island here. Yeah. Whatever it is, small things like that, and then kick that over to us. I mean, you already have the photos done. Yeah. You say, here's the differences I want to make, which is what you'll see on the website right here. And then literally within 2 to 3 days, we'll kick it back, and you'll get before and after renderings. You'll get transitional videos, which I'll play right here and show.
Let's check out those videos. I know people are interested.
And the idea is that's what we want to get you on the site. So now when you're listing MLS, now when you're pushing that, you're showing people. You're getting engagement, right? You're getting people that maybe wouldn't have went through that before. They're like, man, I can't wait to go check out this house now. Now, obviously, when they come in, you'll be like, that's for you guys to kind of figure out a little bit. But a lot of folks said, look, we've already said, customer comes in, they're saying, hey, look, we've already priced this house knowing that, there's going to be some remodel work. We wanted to get you in here to show you the house. And look, this is an idea of what it could look like. Ultimately, when that buyer comes in and buys the house, they're going to want to do it how they want to do it anyway. Yeah. It's just meant to be a lead generator and get more bodies through the door.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I was pulling that up too. I think it's important to note, just kind of reflecting back what Dave said. So we do have a lot of internal products that are geared specifically for a remodel. Mm-hmm. So in those situations, we would actually come out to the site. We'd measure it up. We've got different systems we use where it integrates into our CAD files. So we actually come out with a laser. We've got a tablet, so we're measuring up the entire space as we're doing the photos. So if somebody actually takes that photo, so let's say they do want to remodel that kitchen. So it's kind of a two-step process. Like what we're looking at is more of just a conceptual. And the main reason that's important is because off a photo, we don't know if it's a load-bearing wall. We don't know what's behind that wall. So we're just going off the photo. If they do want to take it to that next step, which is a remodel or an addition or something like that, we have a lot of products that can work with that as well.
Need a little bit more info.
Exactly. On those, we would just have to come out to the site and do a measure, which we do a lot of that too. So it's just kind of two different steps to it. Okay. But still getting the same.
Right. We can still service that. We can still create that space they want. We can create the construction documents they want. We can do all that. Mm-hmm. That's what we built our business doing the last 4 years. Yeah. This is just really a simpler conceptual visual product to create more leads. That's all.
And for those of you out there who are thinking, a couple of thoughts, maybe one might be, dude, this is false advertising. Well, we've actually talked about this with Real Estate Commission, and as long as we say something like, hey, this is a rendering of what could be,
simulated
images, whatever, you guys are trying to just create a vision for what could be in the future, right? So for those of you that maybe you've been in your house for 30 years, right? For the non-real estate agents that are out there, right? Maybe you've been in your house for 30 years. Maybe you're looking to downsize from the big 2-story down to the villa or something like that. And you're not interested in spending, months getting contractor bids, making selections that the buyer probably won't pick anyways. Go through the construction phase with the dust, and your clothes are all going to be dusty. Your furnace filter is and that's going to probably create furnace problems. All the things that can happen. I'm not saying don't remodel. I'm just saying there are issues when you remodel, right? And if you're just doing it to sell your home, you guys, this is a game changer. I love this. Mm-hmm.
And think about it too. Where everybody's out there when they want to list their house, it's about moving inventory. It's about getting into their next place that the homeowner wants, and the realtor helping accelerate that process. And this is all this is trying to do is saying, hey, look, because now let's say you are want to remodel that house. Well, you got to wait 3 or 4 months for the contractor to get done. You probably need plans, us or someone to come out with the plans for it anyway. And now you're doing all that, and we'll set the price higher then and make it back. But will we not? There's a lot of unknowns there too. Mm-hmm. So rather than wait for that process for a measly $200 or $300 to add into it to say, let's try it for 30 days and see if we can move it. Great. Obviously we all know that the under 200,000 or multiple cash offers killing it right now. We understand that marketplace is. So maybe this is a better fit for, your 325, like we talked earlier, 354, maybe it's a better fit for that. Look, maybe if it is an outdated one that doesn't, that's the advantage of the multiple cash offers right now, that market's so hot, but it might be something as simple as changing cabinets, and we can show a little bit of that. But so basically, as you guys check it out, you can go on the website, check out just go to the order form. It literally, we have a real estate discount there, so you pump in your MLS, your ID number, your link to the real estate listing if you want, and you don't even have to do the work on coming up with inspirational ideas of what you want it to look like. We literally have it set up so you can upload the photos. That's what that is there. You guys can probably hopefully see on the screen back there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we set up a bunch of just design examples for you to choose from. So if you're like, man, I kind of think this needs to have more of this, modern look over here, and it's a lot more grays and whites. Like, cool, pick that picture. We'll kind of make it somewhat like that and kick it out to you and try to get you so you get that listing.
You guys have thought of everything. It makes it super easy.
It's just how can we make it easy for you, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So
that's awesome.
We try to kind of customize it, but still keep it as simple as possible. So there's different options on here where, just like Dave said, I don't know exactly what I want. I want you guys to be the one to tell me. So that's kind of where we set up like these packages with different design schemes. But there is a lot of options on there too, where if you know exactly what you want to do, there's a file for that. You can upload photos of what you want it to look like. So it's different ways you can do it, but it's all through our internal order form through the website.
Awesome.
So we'll play this. We'll tell you. I'll just give you stories, right? Stories sell and facts tell. So here's the deal. So this was actually a realtor that we work with. She's incredible, and she'd had this house that was in the pavilion that was around the 270 range, and it sat since spring last year, and it just wasn't moving. Just kind of, it was just outdated and old. And so what you're seing here is kind of like
unique sort of setup.
So this will show a transition video, but you'll get to see what it did look like and what we did make it look like. So in October, she's like, man, I really want to figure out a way to get this, because what happens if they pull the winter, relist in the spring, or we have to, the process. So we took a stab at this, and then she literally set monitors. She showed the before and after renderings and videos at the open house she had that Sunday. We turned this with her within that week, and she actually closed the house that week. So it's a really good success story.
Incredible.
But as you kind of see here, what the video is going to show is an area. It's just old. It had some oak. It was about removing this wall from between the kitchen and dining room in this small space. You'll see it in a second.
Okay.
And really, what it did look like to what it could look like.
So that's what it did look like,
and then that's what it does look like. So it could, right? It's an idea, but it was just letting people say, "Hey, look, she wasn't getting people walk through the house. People weren't making offers, and it was just a way to say, look, this is an idea of what you could do with this space, and make an offer on the house with just the price for it." So
that is really cool, guys.
So that's the kind of stuff that you get with this product. So you'll get the before and after renders. You'll get more stationary videos. So it's kind of cool for sure, and it's like it's the HGTV stuff, right?
It's Chip and Joe.
Joanna,
here's what that's gonna look like.
100%.
Have a cookie. Hey, so I know a lot of people are wondering. So this is really awesome. I mean, this seems crazy.
Another realtor that was just doing. On this one, there's actually no structure being changed at all. It's literally just taking it from a brown to a white. So and just changing color schemes. So for those, I'm sure some people use box brownie, perfect example, right?
Yeah.
So we have a product that we can utilize there, where that's just some of the box brownie of just saying, I just want to change it from a brown to white. They're using Photoshop, and you're getting one photo for each one, right?
Yeah.
So we can create renders and videos and everything for that. So
I would say too, like the biggest difference, because we hear it all the time with the box brownie product, and that's a little bit of where we kind of created this, but the biggest difference is what we're actually doing is it's in a 3D environment. It's a model. So you're getting all sides of the space. We can show you different camera angles. So we can really customize and evolve the space however the client wants to see it, versus just a static image that's just a before and after. So that's definitely something, like Dave said, we have the ability to do. But with this one, I guess we feel like we're kind of taking it to the next step where you're really showing the entire space and evolving change as you go.
It's more engaging, it really is. Look, at the end of the day too, the more that they can stick and be on that listing and play on that listing,
absolutely. That's what we want.
We want eyeballs. Exactly. And that's the whole idea. So
I'm thinking of a couple things. We haven't talked about this, so I apologize I'm hitting you with this, but what about unfinished basements? Is that something you guys can do at all?
Yeah, so we have a great product. We actually worked with the contractor here that just started this female owned, they just started a company. And that's literally what they're going after is unfinished basements. So I don't know, Thrasher used to do a lot of that, right? They kind of got out of that. So they started a new company, and obviously there's a lot of folks that do it, but there's a ton of folks that even we design houses for that maybe their budget is spent, maybe there's not there yet. So when they build their ranch or their 1.5 or 2, they haven't finished the basement. So they haven't finished it, so it is completely unfinished. Well, now they're, maybe it's 2 years later, like, let's finish it now. We've got the funds to do it. Let's go do that. So 100%. So we can go out, we'll measure the basement quick, and we'll do the exact same thing like new construction, but we'll redraw that basement. We'll design it how they say they want it. We'll do some prelims back and forth. We'll see it all in 3D to see what it's going to look like.
Okay.
And then, so 3D is really about, room location and how does the room lay out. And you want to utilize 3D there too.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is it does have you have the ability also to literally pick out paint palette color, backsplash style. I mean, are you using Cambria as your quartz countertop and it's the Aberdeen? We can literally put that exact thing in there to show what your things look like. So a lot of our high-end custom homes where, higher end custom homes where you have a true, interior designer working with them.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of interior designers where after the plans are done, the builder's out doing that, and now they're going through the selections like, man, I want to see what this looks like in my house, so I'm making the right decision.
Yeah.
And we can literally load, and we have that product too. It's our premium product, but they can literally see everything and we put the family picture on the wall, so we can throw,
wow.
We can put you and Avery on the wall, and not have to watch YouTube anymore. And,
Avery would say, Dad, you're in the way of the TV. Yeah.
Right.
Well, this is all great, guys, but I think one question a lot of people are probably thinking in their heads is, okay, this is crazy. How expensive must this be?
Right.
So can we talk a little bit about the cost?
Yeah, for sure. We've always been very transparent with cost. A lot of our more custom projects, our custom houses, even the basements to a certain point are all based on a price per square foot.
Okay.
And everything is on the website, so there's no call here for pricing, and everything's very transparent on the website. With specifically what we're talking about with kind of this conceptual product with the maybe a kitchen change, great room change, something like that. So those we kind of break it down into a category.
Okay.
So it starts out at $199.
Okay.
So $199. Didn't that pull up there? So basically, it'd be adjoining spaces. So when we're creating these spaces in the 3D environment, we're basically creating boxes. So a kitchen and a great room, a dining room might be 3 boxes. Mm-hmm. So when we say adjoining rooms, you may say, yeah, this is a photo of the kitchen, but I also want to see the great room change because it's attached to it. Mm-hmm. So 1 to 2 adjoining rooms starts out at $199.
Okay.
3 to 4, $299. Right. And then if it starts getting more than like 5 spaces in one area, then we start going to a price per square foot.
Gotcha.
And it actually ends up less cost at that level price per square foot.
Okay.
And a lot of times we'll get somebody who says, well, we want to do the kitchen great room, but we also want to do our master suite. So technically those are 2 different products because of the way we're creating them in the 3D world. So if somebody wanted to do that, it'd basically be 2 $199 products.
Makes sense.
But to make it simple, really, it was like the majority of ones that we're going to see are going to be a 1 to 2 room. It's going to be a dining room, kitchen.
Yep.
If it bleeds into dining room, kitchen, great room, entryway, that's what you're going to, I think that's what we've seen so far. That's the majority of what you're getting. People aren't, that's what, maybe they want to do the master suite, which I'm not really seeing that. So when we talk to really like, look, price point wise, where this is going to have to hit to make sense for realtors to do this is going to be, we originally were kind of in that 4, 5, 6 range, and it just wasn't working. Or like you said earlier, it only applies to certain houses, right?
Right.
And so we're missing out on too much. So how can we streamline our end of it, which we really worked really hard at. So we got the price points down to, just to repeat that, the 1 to 2 adjoining rooms is $199. That's that product. So if it's great room dining, it's dining room kitchen. Sorry, it's $199. If it's bleeds into the dining room kitchen entryway, then you're looking at $299. So it's really palatable, I think, for everybody. Turn time is 2 to 3 business days.
Yeah.
So you're getting that. You're sending the photos over. We're kicking that out pretty quickly.
That's great.
Which again, time's money, right, for everyone. So
exactly.
eyeballs on that.
Yeah, we do a lot with exteriors too. Just to touch on that, but we haven't looked at that much here today. But yeah, exterior wise, so we can do the exact same thing. Basically, create a shell of the house based on photos.
Okay.
Sometimes people will just want to say, I just want to add on to my deck, or I just want to do a 3 seasons room or something like that. So then that we kind of break down into just one side of the house. But other times, like this one that Dave's going to show, they want to do like an entire, the whole outside of the house changes.
Wow. Yeah.
So it just kind of depends on the product. The exterior starts at $299, goes up to $799 for the full.
Yeah, I'll walk through this one because this is a really cool story too. So this is applicable to where can that conceptual go? How can that help me move a house? So this was a house, a pretty large house, as you can see. I mean, it's what's crazy about this is this was originally, I think, listed. It was on the market for a while for like around 1.8, 1.9, somewhere in that vicinity.
Okay.
And it just was a
A lot.
That's why the house was awesome.
Backyard on it.
The problem is when you look at this, like the great room, the exterior, they didn't want the red and white brick. Could we paint that? What could it look like?
Yeah.
So the process on this was it really became, what could this look like? And then that it started with just us working with the customers, the clients on an entryway.
Okay.
And they really liked the options we came up with there.
Yeah.
And they hadn't made an offer on the house. This was in the make decisions. There was a bunch of design projects. So then they're like, well, can we move into the main floor? Can we move into? So we started changing some other things about it, and I'll show you some of those. And what ended up happening was it allowed them to feel confident. Now we worked with the contractor too, saying, "Yep, we can do all this." To then they felt confident what visually, because they can now visually see what that could look like, to make an offer on the house. Made an offer on the house. Bought the house.
Wow.
And then we actually finished the entire remodel plans for it.
Right.
Remodel, right. So
sweet.
It's exactly how that should work. So, but you saw how that house looked in front, and here's just
I was going to say, you better show that to me. Okay.
So here's us just redrawing the same thing, right? So we redraw in 3D, and they were like, well, what's this potentially going to look like? And they really wanted to go to more of a white brick, so they decided to paint it.
Love it.
White brick. There's a transition video. They actually with black trim on the windows, we pulled the entryway out a little bit more.
Pretty cool, huh, guys?
But you get to kind of see what can happen, and they needed to see that because they just couldn't visualize it. And that's just exterior. You can see.
So you created this just from photos?
Yeah, this one we actually had the plans on.
You had the
this one we redrew.
Yeah, this one we knew was a remodel, so we ended up
because it ended up being a remodel.
But we could do it off of photos.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you can do this off photos. We do this one. We started with the reason was this was going to turn into an actual remodel, so we needed to make sure measurements and things like that were accurate. So
yeah.
But you get the idea on that one. What's really crazy about this house is you remember that backyard you just talked about. That was the great room at 1.9 million home.
Hey.
A lot of oak and 8-foot ceilings.
Yeah. It literally had like 3 windows looking out to the back.
Golden oak.
You know, imagine putting this on a lake or an acreage. I mean, it just makes no sense. So it was just a poor design. So what we ended up talking through was like, what if we got rid of the floor above it? We really opened up.
Okay.
You know, what could that potentially look like? And then that's kind of what, so I can get it here. This will give you a little bit of idea, just the video of what ended up happening with that great room.
Okay.
You'll kind of see the transition here.
Old.
And now you get that backyard. Now
And the new.
So
wow.
But that's what that client needed to see to have the confidence to make the purchase on the home, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, is this a bigger home? Is this not maybe the norm that's out there 100%? But this is what really got us going down the road of this new product. So like, look, this can be applied at any level of house, really, for the most part, you know.
Right.
So for those that this house sat for 3 years.
Yeah.
And they made a decision, and we worked with them on this. It's more extensive, about 3 weeks to make that
So
decision.
what would have happened if the listing agent would have done it, a year before this happened? I mean, I think that would be a pretty big seller. We're running short on time, guys. I could talk about this all day. Actually, this has been a lot of fun for me, and I'd love to keep going on this.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I honestly told Sam, I know Sam just told me he normally doesn't wear underwear, and I'm like, today you might want to, because we might have to be sitting around.
We might be only in our
I didn't know we were getting into it, so.
I didn't know how literal it was.
Everybody asks if we're in our underwear. You're supposed to be in your underwear, guys. You're the ones that should be relaxing. We want to bring you the info. We're not going to be in our underwear.
You don't want us to be.
You do not want to see us in our underwear. It's no good there. We might be in trouble anyways. But any parting thoughts, guys, for our audience here? Obviously, we're gonna chop up, a lot of the video, guys, that we always do, and we'll throw a lot of these renderings in there as well. I think that'll be a really fun thing for you guys to see, and share those videos. Tag VirtuActive, tag us, of course. Mm-hmm. But any parting thoughts, guys?
On my end, I just say, look, we didn't cover new construction. If you've got anybody that you're working with, a builder or a client that is in the new construction looking to build, that's our wheelhouse. That's how we built our company.
Yeah.
We can design plans for any builder and any client. So you don't have to be stuck just doing it the old 2D AutoCAD way. You can see what your house is going to look like. And I think that's a great service. When I talk with realtors, they're like, man, how can I provide more value to the construction process?
Yeah.
I mean, just getting them to a firm that can do everything in 3D so the client enjoys the experience better is huge. Just call me, ask me. My cell, you guys, it's 402-995-1505. It's dave@virtuactive.com. Hit me up at any time. Stop by the office here. We're on the 3rd floor. I was here at the building and at Berkshire Building. And so I just would say, we all know that technology is changing. It's changing every day.
Yeah.
And, and it's affecting everybody's businesses. So how can you plug into it? Are you aware of it? And how can you piggyback on that? How can you utilize that to help be part of what's moving forward versus being left behind?
Yeah.
We want to help with that. And I think, that's our game plan.
I couldn't have said it any better. Sam, you've been talking so much. I mean, you need to let Dave get a word in here.
I know, that's always the problem. Dave never gets to talk.
Dave never gets to talk, poor guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say just to kind of touch again with what Dave was saying is, like, we really do gear this towards, obviously, my background is building and with real estate and everything else, but we run into people all the time, whether it be at a home show or something like that, or just someone who, I've been in my house for 20 years and I've been wanting to do something different. I wish I would have seen this product 2 years ago.
Oh my goodness!
We already started the remodel, and we ended up spending $20,000 more than we wanted to. And it's we hear those stories all the time, and I see that being in the industry of the cost once it's out in the field, it's so much more expensive.
Yeah.
And I think with the 3D just in general, it's just a showcase of what the space can be, and so few people, kind of like we touched on earlier, is so few people can just take a floor plan and visualize the entire space.
Right.
Got the volume going back. So yeah, that's the last thing I would say is just that we've really seen an impact with 3D saving costs once the project starts.
Yeah.
And for a small investment up front, it could save 10 times on the back end. And even for the contractor loves seeing a visual, then they really know what the client's wanting. So
that's awesome, guys. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, we're out of time. I've known these guys forever. Sam, I helped you buy your first house.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
It's been a few years now. Dave, we've known each other for a while too. And, so I appreciate you guys coming on and give us this really cool product idea. We'll link all your stuff, all your contact info, and of course your page as well. And thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully you're excited about this like I am. And we'll see you next week on Real Estate in Your Underwear. Not us, but you.